There we go. Right, we are back live and in charge. There we go. So, with audio problems sorted out, let's get on to figuring out what happened with the Martikovs. No, the Davians even, because it's the Davians who rule. Davian Martikov. I'm forgetting names now. But yeah, the people
Let's just
that you
call them the
saw
Twigs.
on the way in. Well, the twigs, you've no idea where the twigs are. You can't see them. Um,
Davian is the
but the
first name of
family
the guy that we met.
was. Mm,
So, yeah, Davian Martikov is the brother that we met.
Okay.
he's the one in not Kresk, Valaki even. The Blue Water Inn is Davian. I'll get the name of the other one.
No,
But it
according
is
to
the
this Davian,
Martikovs. Grateful
even I've
Davian.
written down that his brother was called Davian.
Oh no, yeah, Grateful Davian. That's the son's that's immediate. Yes. Oh dear me, it's been a long week, a long month, just long everything in general. So yeah, this is going to be fun to edit for YouTube. But yeah, so the Martikovs, the family who you met on the way in, they were underneath a bunch of trees, small patch of trees, about 400-500 yards away from the winery itself.
Okay. Well, I'll walk out to the front of the winery, downstairs, and I don't know if I can actually. Oh, I can. Okay, cool. Sorry, 1 second. Go down to here, and then I'll walk down here, and then I'll walk over here, and then sorry. So they're over like whereabouts would they be?
So they'd be on a different map essentially.
Okay, are they on
Yeah.
this map here? Okay. So I will come around the building like this and kind of peek around and kind of take a listen, see if I can see or hear any more of those twig things, whatever they were.
Twig lights.
You
Yes,
don't
thank you.
hear or see any at present.
Okay, all right. Then I will cross over to the family and let them know about our current situation in the winery. I'll come around. Sorry. Okay. And you said they're underneath some trees?
Yeah, so it was
There.
if we jump across to this map here. Yeah, because it's further distance than the other map will show. In fact, this one's still loading.
Okay, well, regardless, I'll walk over to them and let them know that we cast out the twig blights and disposed of the evil that was in their building, and it's safe to return into their winery.
Are you sure? Have you searched
do
the
you let
entire
them know
winery?
that the body of the person
No,
that you disposed of is still
absolutely not. no, we just disposed of it. That's all. We'll deal with that when the time comes.
While you're doing that, Apricot's finally coming around,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks down. She's got a sword with blood on it and a staff that's very sticky, and she's just like,
Oh.
She was going to talk to Malika, but that's kind of impossible now.
Oh,
but it would be a D&D session if Amy didn't drop out and come back in again.
Indeed, yes.
Exactly. There you go.
So
wouldn't be
Right,
inside
yeah.
today if I didn't.
There we go.
Apricot was literally about to ask you a question, and then you dropped out.
Yeah, Mal was just kind of like,
but I'm
nope,
back.
nope, not having any of that, and walk away.
And she just kind of looks at Malika and kind of gestures towards the body with said sword, like, did I do that?
Yeah. Do you need to sit down? Mal is already sitting down herself at this point. She's just decided, yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna sit.
Yeah, she kind of stumbles back a little bit and then just kind of drops down onto the floor. very much like that current trend of can you sit down on the floor without using your hands or bending your legs? Then which I've seen on different social medias. She would ace that current trend.
Yeah, Mal's just kind of like, so guessing that's the first person whose head you've ever.
That's the first time I've ever used that sword.
Huh. I guess that's what they call beginner's luck.
Now that she's kind of sitting down, she's dropped the sword when she sat down, but she's still kind of holding on to the staff because it's sticky and difficult to let go of.
So the
And she kind of looks at it
staff,
and she's like,
with you holding onto it and staring at it there, it feels as though it wants to reach out to you. So it's almost like a presence touching your mind from this staff. But it's
don't like
not
that.
quite able to do so at this point in time. But you
can I
feel
do an
as
arcana on this
yes,
staff?
go for it.
Cool, get my cool dice. That's not bad, but how much is Apricot's character sheet? +5. So that's a 19 total?
Okay. You feel like it wants to make a connection with you. The best thing you can figure is that it desires attunement. It desires the company of a mortal being.
Can I attune to it? Do I have enough attunement slots?
I do not know. How many
That's
items do you have
what I'm
attuned? You should only have one, I believe, if I recall correctly.
I'm an artificer, so I can attune to more things than a regular person, but I don't know at what level that is.
Yeah, but you should only have one attuned to you at the moment, I believe.
That's what I'm kind of looking at.
Yeah. Meanwhile, outside with the Mardikovs, you say that you cleaned up the problem, and yeah, the response you get is a skeptical look. Are you sure? Have you searched the entire winery? They had completely overrun it.
I don't think we searched the entire winery yet, but we dealt with the main problem, and the loading dock was cleared, and I think a little bit of the room upstairs was cleared, so it's probably safe.
But there are
I'll
so
go back and
many
check.
other rooms, and we are so few. We are not fighters.
It's true. All right, perhaps I should go back and check. Well, at least we took care of some of them. The leader, I think we got.
I see.
He's pretty sure he's dead. Pretty sure.
Good.
I tell you what, I you stay right here. I'll be back. And I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
go back inside.
I'm not attune to anything.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll go back inside and I'll go back up to the room upstairs.
Okay. So
I'm not
let's
actually attuned to anything at the moment, so
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
Also, I can attune to 3 things at the moment, but I'm currently attuned to nothing.
yeah. Okay.
'Cause-
So
so-
it takes Gilroy about maybe 3 or 4 minutes traveling out to there and then getting back and having the short conversation there. It takes about 10 minutes to attune to an item, if you so wish to.
Yeah. Apricot will try and attune to this
Why
thing
not?
and see what's going on with it.
It's a sticky, dark-looking
no harm
staff
can
that
it do?
controls sticks. Yeah, let's attune to this.
What's brown and
Famous
sticky?
What's the worst that could
Brown-
happen?
I was just thinking
Fine.
that.
It's not like I can see in the dark now when I couldn't before. It's totally fine.
Well, there is that, yeah. So,
You can.
yeah,
It can.
okay. So Apricot kind of sits there and just starts focusing intently on this staff, reaching out to it mentally to attune her mind to the staff itself. What's everyone else doing for this period of time?
Mal is attempting to sort of like get up the wherewithal to actually operate since she's, she's feeling a little bit better, but still not great.
Okay. Cool.
Probably looking at Apricot and trying to sort of make sure that she's not about to either go into shock from having brutally killed a man for the first time ever, and also kind of like looking at that staff.
When I get back, I'll kind of suggest that we all kind of maybe take a little bit of a rest, maybe a short rest, just like an hour, just to kind of sit and catch our breath. Because it seems like you guys need a little bit of maybe a couple of hit points, or
I guess as Apricot's sitting there with the staff, Mal's just kind of like gonna look at the staff and be like, "So, that control the stick things, yeah?"
I don't know if I can talk and stuff.
You
if
can
I'm
speak whilst
concentrating.
tuning. Yeah. Because it's spending time focusing on the staff, but you can still commune with others if needs be.
Okay.
Okay.
It appeared so. They did what I said when I held it.
Huh.
They were looking at it, and I think they were definitely looking at the staff.
All right, cool. So, does that mean you're gonna start sitting on top of cranes and yelling about jewels if you hang on to it? Because I'm not a fan of that.
No.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. If I can communicate with the staff, it can explain to me what the hell it's for.
What is the staff?
Mal's
going to talk
eyebrows
to
just
you?
kind of like steadily rise up into her hairline.
The staff's going to talk to you?
I mean, I don't know much about magic, but
I've
that
never heard of it.
seems, I think reckless is the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
I'm used to talking to Baby. How is this any different?
You
Well-
may, maybe.
I was going to say, maybe didn't try to attack us with a bunch of twig monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the twigs didn't want to attack us. They were just doing what they were told by the staff.
Which was in the hands of the Raven lunatic who was yelling about jewels.
So it could be
I mean,
him
I
that's
like you
crazy.
not just the next guy, but
Doesn't mean it's anything to do with the staff. It just means that he could be crazy and just happen to have it. You don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
well, I think he is crazy. I mean,
All right.
then I guess on that.
So, it's all the same to use. I'm gonna have a look downstairs. Gilroy, maybe you should like yell if it looks like she's starting to get a hunger for jewels and whatever else it was he wanted.
I can do that. Just be careful, okay? We haven't looked at the rest of the place.
I'll be careful. Don't worry.
Well, I was talking to the owners, and they said we haven't. There's lots of rooms, and it occurs to me that maybe we haven't cleared out the entire building. So just be very careful. That's all. I'd hate to see anything happen.
Appreciate that, but believe you me, I don't plan on fighting anything at the moment. By which I mean, can I roll to stealth, please?
I was going to say you are terribly stealthy. So.
Yeah, I'm good at stealth.
Okay. We'll drop you back onto the winery map.
Yeah, sorry about that.
There we go. That's all right. Yes, I've even got to remember the controls for Roll20. Good lord. It has been a while.
It's been 2 weeks.
It has, but it has, yeah. It's been 3 weeks, in fact.
It feels like so much longer.
Dude, it was last year. Come on.
It was last year. I've forgotten everything about how to play Dungeons and Dragons. Right, okay. Right, yes, I've got a +7 to stealth, so hopefully that'll help.
Dang. Oh, rogue, of course.
Right. What
Yes.
dice shall I use? This one. Let's use this one. Ooh, hey, I got a good roll as well. So that's 18 plus 7, so that's a 25 for stealth.
Okay, yeah.
So 25 stealth, so that's pretty stealthy.
It's like the ghost
You
in the shell.
consider yourself pretty stealthy,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how stealthy it is in relation to whatever horrible things you're going to have waiting for me, but that's reasonably stealthy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, if you're in an
So,
empty corridor, it's pretty difficult to hide. But yeah,
indeed,
you're not making any
Um,
noise at the very least.
yes. Oh wow. Okay, I went into this room and I could see things, and then it all became black. So I don't know what's going on there.
I do not know. Ooh, dynamic lighting has been updated. Apparently, let's have a look here.
Oh, okay. That might
Limit
be why.
field
Yeah,
of
because I'm just moving
vision.
around and I can't see anything.
You are not emitting a light. But I don't believe this one should actually need light. I think this one's a daylight, which it should be.
Dark
Dynamic
vision.
lighting, explore mode, daylight mode. Yeah, so you shouldn't need to emit light.
Doesn't everyone in this party have dark vision now, then?
Yes,
I
we
was
do.
gonna say,
Yeah.
Because
In fact, actually, you've
with
got night
half
vision
the
there.
me as
So
well.
60 feet night vision,
Try to refresh.
night vision effect, advanced settings. Yeah. So you should be able to see. That said, you also shouldn't have been able to get into that room.
Oh well.
There's
I'll just move
Oh,
myself back
only-
here.
what? I refreshed my browser and it's working better now for me.
Oh, okay. I'll refresh then. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
update token drop.
Yeah. It's
That's why. They've changed a lot of the settings around. I'm going to have to go and update
really?
every single one of my maps. Because
Ah.
there used to be a little tick box to basically block movement based on the dynamic lighting lines. And now it's a slider switch, which is set to off. So, yeah, that's updated now.
Okay, yeah. So I guess I'm going to attempt to stealth, and I'm going to try and get the doors just to see what the crack is.
Yeah, so I mean, the door itself isn't locked at all or anything like that. You open up that door. We'll just move that out there. And you see, essentially, you're on the upper floor of what appears to be the main vats of where this wine is actually produced. There's 4 big vats in that room, and you're on a walkway that leads around the outer edge of the room across 3 of the walls. So there's steps leading down a little bit, and then going along the ledge to basically the top of the vats, so you could look into each one if you chose.
I think I would like to do that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you go into the first one, presumably?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a look one by one, just to see what the crack is.
Yeah, so you basically see most of it's lidded, but there is a small hole about yay big. And through that, you can see this red liquid in there, which you presume to be wine. You are in a winery, after all.
Indeed. Okay. I guess I'll just have a peek in all of them as I'm going past.
Yeah,
In
so
a very stealthy manner, of course.
the second one is pretty much exactly the same. You see that small hole there and the curious red liquid. As you go to the third one, this one smells slightly different. But it's still a red liquid, but it has a slightly different smell coming from that one.
Like, what kind of smell? Like, fruity, bitter, vaguely poisonous?
It doesn't smell like any poison you've ever smelt before. And you've smelt a fair few coming from your background. It smells like just a different style of wine, a different mix, perhaps.
Okay. What about the last one?
The last one smells the same as the third. So you think basically the
Okay.
first 2 vats are one type of wine, and the second 2 vats are a different type of wine.
Interesting. Can I see anything sort of like if I sort of peek over the edge of the rail, can I see anything down below apart from the vats? Like any sign of any twigs or anything else?
Make a perception check.
That is a 17 plus. Ooh, plus 7 again. I'm doing well with this. That's a 24.
Cool. So, oh yeah, you do actually see what could be a stick,
Oh
but
no.
it's kind of hidden behind some barrels down there in the lower levels. You're not quite sure whether it's just like a broom handle or one of these stick creatures, perhaps. You're not
Okay.
quite sure, but you do see something sticking out there.
I'm
Okay.
getting images of Fantasia in my head for some reason.
Da-da-da.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. So she decides she's not gonna go downstairs. Because she's not gonna tempt fate, but she will, however, take note of that stick, and
Mhm.
when she comes back the same way, she is going to see if it's still there. But
Okay.
now, she's gonna have a peek through the door on this side.
Yeah, sure. So if we just remove that one, you can go through.
She's just gonna peek her head through and have a look down the corridor each side to see if there's any sign of anything untoward.
Yeah, so off to the left, you see what appears to be a curved staircase leading down over. Off to the right, you can see an open door there leading into what appears to be a bedroom.
Okay.
Is it a bedroom, in fact, actually, that one? No, that's not a bedroom. Tell a lie. That is not a bedroom. Let me get that one up here, actually. Oh, no, yes. That is a curious room, actually, which you've not
Okay.
seen. I don't believe you would have seen anything quite like this in this room. There's a strange bit of machinery you can see in the back of that room.
Interesting. That looks good and weird. She's gonna, again, still sneaking. She's gonna sneak over and have a peek through the door then. Please
So,
let me move roll 20.
yeah, in this chamber itself, as you take a look through, you can see a desk, a chair, a tall wooden cabinet in the right-hand corner, just on the same wall as the door, and this very strange contraption that takes up most of the northern end of the room. You do not recognize at all this contraption. You've got no idea what it could be for. Essentially, as meta knowledge, it's a printing press, just to give you the image in your head.
Oh, okay.
Like an old style printing press is what it is,
Right.
but obviously your character has no clue what this would be used for. It's a very curious thing with lots of levers and gears and a handle on the end.
Apricot will be very interested in this. She's not there. She's busy.
Yeah, Mal doesn't know what it is, but she's kind of looking at it and thinking, some kind of machine. Don't know what kind of machine, but definitely some kind of machine. We have
Yeah,
ascertained that much.
it's very clear that it is some kind of mechanical machine to do something. As to what it does or how it works,
Leave that up to the artificer later.
Okay. I guess she's gonna continue creeping along the corridor.
Okay. So further along the corridor, you see what appears to be another spiral staircase at the end, and 3 more doors off this corridor.
Okay. I guess she'll try and open the door of this one as quietly as possible, just sort of cracking it open to get a look inside.
Yep. So, if I can grab the... I think I shouldn't make these so small. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so inside of this room, you actually see 2 pairs of bunk beds in this room. And along the western wall there are 4 identical lockers, little foot lockers.
But again, so far, this house is clear. Yeah, okay, she's going to do the same with the other doors.
Okay. So, behind the door number 2, if I can grab the damn thing. Man, I'll tell you what, we're just going to delete it. It's going to be far easier. There we go. Yeah, inside this room, it looks almost identical to the other room in layout and everything like that. I mean, obviously, the bed sheets are slightly neater in this room than the other one. But
Okay.
yeah, it is essentially 2 pairs of bunk beds with 4 footlockers.
All right. Again, seems clear is what I'm getting from this. Okay. Yeah, same thing with this room then.
Okay, this one, can I get it? Nope, just deleting again then. Delete. So this one here appears to be a dining room. You see a large rectangular table surrounded by 8 chairs. And there's a kind of like an L-shaped cupboard and a floor-to-ceiling closet pantry. Next to the pantry itself is a small iron stove.
Okay. So getting the feeling this is where all of the major living area is done. In which case, Mal's just privately thinking to herself, well, the living area is fine. Why are they being so weird about it? um, okay, she's gonna go just far enough down this staircase here so that she can get, when you sort of like are able to sort of crouch and kind of like try and see the room that's downstairs. She's trying to do that just again to see if there's any sign of any twigs or other unwelcome visitors in the room below.
Yeah, why is Roll20 being such a pain in the arse at the minute? Man. And zoom it out a touch. Change layers. There we go. So you end up in this area here. And you see a vast amount of barrels in there. And just make a perception check.
Oh no.
That's a nat 20, plus 7, so 27.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these barrels appear to be new barrels. So they look pretty much untouched. There's no stamped marks on them or anything like that. Any barrels that you've seen previously, including the ones on the cart, you may have caught a notice of a stamp, for all you might not have read what it said or anything like that, but there was definitely a stamp on the barrel. These ones don't have any such stamp on this barrel, so you suspect they're about empty. And there looks to be about a dozen there or so. And you notice once again that curious looking stick. There are a few of them in this one, just hiding behind barrels, sticking out from the barrels there, just what look like twigs.
Okay, Mal's gonna clock that, and she is gonna very quietly and very slowly creep back up the stairs and go and inform people of this.
Yeah, so if we just grab you here and just drop you back there again.
Okay, and again, just as quietly, she's gonna creep back along the corridor and go and return to her friends.
Okay.
To inform them of the stick situation.
Cool. So
Well,
just before you
different
arrive
situation.
back, Apricot, you manage to attune to this staff.
Oh no.
As you do, you hear a voice inside your head. Now let's see if this works.
Oh god.
Oh, the voice, it speaks to you.
Hello there.
Voices usually do.
What is your name? Oh, your name is Apricot, I see. Okay. Very curious your mind is. Very curious indeed. You are inquisitive. My, you can help me so much.
So
And you hear that directly in your head, and you distinctly immediately become aware of every single twig blight within 100 yards of you, and you know there are more in the winery. You can sense their exact locations.
I look around as the voice starts, and I notice that Gilroy hasn't clocked anything. And then obviously I realize there's still quite a lot, and I just kind of look up at Gilroy and I'm like, You didn't hear that, right?
Hear what?
Just checking.
I'm guessing
Oh.
at this point, does Mal reappear, or is she still creeping?
So Apricot
So,
kind of
yeah, so Mal would be coming
realizes.
around the corner just at about that time as well. Yeah. So, yeah.
So Apricot
Yeah,
then
when she comes
she
around the
picks up
corner,
her
she can
sword.
notice this kind of face, and just like, oh.
She wipes the sword on the dead body to get the blood off it. Finally,
Mhm.
puts it away, and then after a second, she completely ignores that Mal came back and goes the direction of the largest amount of twig lights.
Cool. So that would be.
Mal's kind of so as Apricot's doing that, Mal does poke her head through, and she goes, "We got sticks, like lots of sticks downstairs."
She's, um, uh, she's hearing things, and I'm not hearing them.
It's fine.
All right.
I'm worried. More sticks. Okay. Oh,
I
Lord.
know where they are. I'll tell them to go away. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Mal's just kind of like looking at her, kind of like.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the greatest concentration of six. You also become immediately familiar with the entire layout of the winery. Just kind of like a floor plan kind of hits your mind, so you know exactly the direction to go to get to them, and it is essentially through that door right next to you.
Oh. 2 seconds. I got. Sorry. Reuben alert. I had to check
What
something.
here?
I'm just picturing like Apricot opens this door and suddenly like twigs come spilling out in like a giant
Cool. So, ignoring you guys, I'm gonna, follow this crazy purple
Well,
line that seems to have appeared.
do you want to go ahead, or shall I? Pardon me.
Mal kind of like gestures to herself, and obviously she's still looking pretty beat up. And she's like, at the minute, my entire skill set is based around not being seen by things. And which is why I thought I'd go and look for the sticks. And I've come back after finding the sticks. And Apricot is on some kind of power trip where she's convinced she can get them to go away. Just gonna remind you about the last thing Apricot did where we left her unattended.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I reckon I'll go first, and you cover my back.
Yes, I was going to say, in case anything comes up from behind, I can hopefully.
Okay.
Apricot's already gone while we're discussing this, so.
Okay, let's go.
So Mal again, she's gonna try and still stealth, just since she's the one who's going first.
Okay.
She knows that Apricot is not making any attempt to be stealthy, but she figures that she can at least turn round and sort of like motion at Gilroy to run away if something goes down.
Right. We'll step into
Okay,
the
so Mal's
hallway.
gonna peer into this room again. Is it any change?
No, you don't see where Apricot has went. The only other door open, though, you notice this is exactly the same room that you saw before. And as you look in, you see that the only door open is the one that you opened previously. So there is a door on the right-hand wall, but that is currently closed at the moment.
Okay, so Mal's kind of just like sighs to herself and she's like, yep, I was afraid of that. And she turns to Gilroy and she goes, pretty sure Apricot's headed into the barrel room because that's where I saw the twigs. It's a pretty small room, so I'm thinking maybe we should. She's trying to consider what to do because she's kind of like small room and there's only and if we get caught on the staircase then we're fucked is basically what she's thinking.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of fire spells, so there is I mean, we're not
So
going.
are you thinking you should
Yeah.
go first?
I was thinking, why don't I go first, and then we'll at least chase her down.
Okay, so
It seems
Mal
like-
goes into the room and then she gets out of the way to let Gilroy take point.
Okay.
It
Cool.
seems like it's kind of
Cool.
unavoidable that we're going to meet these twig things.
Do I see the twigs when I come into the barrel room?
Yeah, they stand up and they make themselves known to you, essentially. And as you enter the barrel room itself, so you enter well ahead of the other two. The other two are obviously discussing what they're going to do, what the plan is, and
Yeah.
things like that. And you're just stomping on ahead. The staff speaks to you again. You hear it in your mind.
Yes, yes, gather my children to you. Oh, you can do so much. You come from another land. I would very much like to see it. Perhaps you could take me there.
I kind of look
Perhaps
at the staff and you're like, I'm not really in charge of my current location.
Oh, I can help with that. My friends can easily transport you away from this place.
You're saying you can make me go home
Not
without
me,
needing strap.
not me. No, my friends. My friends. They can take you away from here. We can go back to your land and discover all the wonderful things that are there.
Oh God!
Your friends being the twig things, right?
Oh, they are my
Or-
children. My friends are the druids. Druids of this land hold much power. They are currently working on Winter Splinter, a most delightful creature.
Sorry, I'm not listening. I'm just laughing at the chat. Whatever it said, Apricot's just like, I'm okay with this if it gets me out of fear and gets me back to Ravnica.
Yep, I'll make a deal with the devil to go do that. Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much.
as soon
As soon as you reach that decision, the staff will guide you essentially out of and away from the winery. So it
Yep.
will take you through
Feel free to move me wherever I go.
this door and this door will go. So yeah, you will essentially go out through this door into this curious little room, which it's basically a couple of workbenches and things like that. And your artificer senses kind of prick up a little bit, as there are a lot of work tools in this room. It appears to be for actually making barrels in this room. There's a lot of wood planks there, and the tools which you would recognise for as being for making barrels. But you've got the chance to go home. You're straight out of there and away from the winery. And you notice as well, as you're leaving, the sticks that were in the barrel room, they are following you. And out of other entrances and exits from the winery, more sticks are coming out of the winery to follow you. And you can see other sticks from the fields are also following you as well. And you are led away.
Can
Like,
we can obviously hear
the Pied
her
Piper of
leaving
Hamlet,
and all of the
sticks.
sticks like
All of these sticks, there are literally hundreds of sticks. They make a horrendous noise when they are all moving together, and you can tell that there is a significant number of them. And by the time you used to get down to the barrel room, which I shall drop you into there,
I'll turn to Malika and say we can't leave her alone anymore. She's not allowed. We can't leave her alone anymore. She's making all these horrible decisions every time she's alone.
so you get down to the barrel room and you see no sign of her, obviously.
I thought, like, I was convinced when we met her that she was clever. Like, clever.
She has intelligence, but she has no wisdom. That's the problem.
Meanwhile,
follow her or
elsewhere in Barrovia,
Please.
Oh,
In an
elsewhere.
unknown part of Barovia sits a Kenku.
Oh no.
So, last time you saw your Kenku friend Ravenheart, you were battling Strad von Zarovich over Irina, back almost very close to Castle Ravenloft itself, and overcome with the attack on his beloved pet dog, Ravenheart, in his fury, decided to actually chase off after Strad. And ended up getting himself captured in the process, but he does not know how. Essentially, everything just kind of went black, and you seemingly lost consciousness. When you awaken, you appear to be, well, you're in a very dark place indeed. Let's just see if I can get this on here, because we do have, I believe it's that map. Yes, it is this map.
This cannot end well.
It's a Fraser campaign. You get used
That's
to
I
it.
was gonna say that.
So
That's
we
kind of like a
drop
recurring
you.
theme with this episode, isn't it?
There we go. So you are on this map, yeah. Is your piece on this map? I can't. Oh yes, it is. There we go. It's in the GM layer here. So we'll move your piece to the token layer, and
Oh,
then
God, this is large.
we'll do this and just bring this down to that there.
Does not
Cool.
help that I do not have dark vision.
Indeed, yes. So you are in a completely black environment, but you are currently submerged in water. This. I'm just trying to actually find the section of this because this is quite a significant area. So we need area 74. There we go. Yes. So this area is under about 5 feet of water. And there is a kind of like a half shelf that you're currently on, which means that you're currently lying down in about a foot of water. But as you kind of sit up and move your feet around and such, you can tell it's obviously deeper on there. If you kind of move around and feel the edges, you're very loud moving around in this water. You slosh quite a bit, and you actually feel walls around you. You're in essentially like a 5 foot cell, so you don't have much room to move, and you feel the bars of the cell door itself. They are distinctly shut and do not move at all. As you move around, you hear somebody else moving in the same area. But you don't hear them talk at all at the moment.
Uh,
So it's just the slightest splosh of water from somewhere else, and then they kind of stand still, almost as if they were startled by other noise, and then stopped to listen to what was happening.
I Well, first of all, since there's something going on, I'm gonna call out for Luke.
So when you call out for Luke, you hear a bark. Actually, that's something. I have Luke's on here somewhere, don't I? Yes, I do. There he is. Does Luke have dark vision? Does he? I don't think
No.
Mastiffs do. No. I'll put him in that one. Yeah, so he sounds very close, and it kind of echoes, but you can't precisely pinpoint the location. But you think he's kind of in one of the cells adjacent to you.
Okay, geez, what can I do? First of all, I'd like to feel around my person, see if I still have my weapon and my staff.
You do, yes. Strangely enough, you have been put in here with your weapons.
Okay, that's a positive. Still not good. Let me check something right quick. Okay. Um, so I'm going to reach into my backpack and try and pry the cell door with a crowbar.
Okay, so make a strength check.
I
With
will do
advantage as well,
exactly
since you're
that.
using a crowbar for it.
Ow, that was loud.
You
Okay, that's a
do,
15.
yep, you do not manage to budge the door.
Okay, and the second one I'll do by hand, since the noise is apparently very loud. And that's a 13, so no.
No.
Damn it. Right. I'll try calling out and see if anyone else is in these cells.
Okay. So, Hannah, does your backup character have dark vision?
I think so. Let me double check. Yes,
Groovy.
up to 60 feet.
Awesome. Which I believe this token. Well, this is the Apricot's token for now, since we don't have a token for your backup character.
Amy's got a week to make it. It's fine.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, I need to move that onto here. So, yeah, you will need moved across to this map as well. So we'll just scroll this down. There
When
it
you called on
is.
me, it would be a different character I'd be using. But no.
Yeah, so you should find yourself somewhere near the middle of that map there, just off to the left of the middle of the map, rather.
20. Oh, wait, down. There we go.
So,
Yep, I see.
yeah. So you're able to see
I see.
the this small prison-style area that you're in at the moment, under 5 feet of water, and you hear Ravenheart calling out.
Is anybody here? I heard noises earlier.
Hello?
You wouldn't be able to help me out of this predicament, would you?
Yeah, Kenkus are awesome. I do love a good Kenku.
Doubtful. I think I'm in the same situation. But the bars and the water,
Yeah.
really not good for my fur.
I do have to admit, my feathers also feel quite weighty. At that point, I would have put the crowbar back in the backpack and have grabbed my torch,
Okay.
which I think
I think it's
Druidcraft should allow me to.
I believe torches are 20 foot and 20 foot, unless you've got something to modify it.
Yep, and I will light that with my Druidcraft.
Cool. You receive light.
Ah, wonderful. Oh, what to do?
So as you kind of cast the light about, and so Apricot, previously you would only have been able to say Apricot. Your backup character's name?
Theo.
Theo. Let's quickly just change that there.
Yeah, feel free to change that on Apricot token.
Oh yeah, I need to change it here actually. So Theo. There we go. Save.
Quick question about Theo. Is his pet with him, or said pet I do not wish to name yet, elsewhere? Because it's quite small.
What is the pet?
I did send you a picture of it. I don't want to. I don't want to give away what it is to everybody else yet.
Oh yes. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, that pet will be with you. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've seen the film that particular image is from, You'll know how
I can
big it
imagine.
is.
Yes.
So it's quite small. But yes, so cool. Just for future reference, I need to know if that's there or not.
My brain is full of question marks.
Cool. So
So yeah.
Ravenheart doing anything else? Theo's very quiet.
I have an idea, though. I'm going to need to check something real quick. This will only take a minute.
Okay.
This is quite possibly the dumbest idea I've ever had. It's great.
Can't be dumber than apricots.
Oh, those are the best ideas. Those are the absolute best ones. When you go, oh, geez, I don't know if I should be doing this.
Huh.
Cool. Oh boy.
First of all, I'd like to investigate the bars and see how much room there is to move through.
Okay. Yeah, so as you kind of look at them themselves, the bars themselves are quite thick. They're about maybe an inch or so thick, perhaps a little bit larger. And there's about maybe a 5-inch gap between them, 5 or 6 inches. So you could fit your hand through quite comfortably-ish, but when it comes to your arm, you'd struggle a bit.
How long has Theo been in this prison?
So Theo's been in this prison for about a week or two now. So you
Cool.
know, well you know in fact exactly where you are. Which I'll send you a message about in a bit. You also
Oh.
know about the prison's jail warden kind of thing, or the prison's caretaker, as you've come to understand it, which I'll also send you a message with actually as well, and I shall do that now so that you have said information available.
That would be helpful
It would.
to have the information that my character has, so I knows the things.
So,
So, you said the spacing between the bars was about 5 inches, yeah?
about 5 or 6 inches, yeah.
How big would you say a quipper is?
A what, sorry?
A quipper, one of those little carnivorous fishies.
If it's anything like a piranha, then they would easily
Yeah.
fit through the bars.
Oh, that's just lovely.
I
Think I have found my strategy. I will weld shape into a quipper,
Okay.
swim out of the cell so that I'm standing in sort of the hallway area just outside the cell, and
Sent you
remove
one
my
back,
weld shape.
Mm.
in case. I know that seems to be on a different screen for you.
Mm.
Right, and in the hallway I will cancel the wild shape. which would probably put me on that. Okay. Let's see if there's anything. I don't like that laugh, not one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Hmm.
So in here you should be able to, because the dynamic lighting doesn't cover the actual cells themselves, so you should be able to move about freely within the room there, Ravenheart.
Okay. Yep, that works perfectly. Is there any kind of special equipment that's needed for lock picking?
Thieves' tools.
Oh, don't think I have those. I do not. Unlucky.
Yeah, Apricot's Tinkerer's tools would also work, but Apricot's not here. We have few.
Hmm.
Apricot's away home.
Okay, I'll sort
Oh,
of
God.
slosh my way over to Luke's cell and investigate the lock to see how strong it would be.
It looks quite strong. I mean, if you imagine kind of, have you ever seen any kind of documentaries on Alcatraz? Those
Hmm.
kind of prison doors where they're the really thick iron bars and this big solid metal lock with a small keyhole in it. That's the kind of lock that you're up against at the moment. It's basically solid iron, and it's extremely difficult to break.
Bird Brain Druid has idea. I will
What happens next will shock you.
I
Follow
will
for part 2.
I will procure a small seed from one of my pouches
Okay.
and try and insert it into the lock.
Right. Yeah, you can fit a small enough seed into the hole of the lock.
And I will try to use Druidcraft to make the seed pod open and see if that dislodges the locking mechanism.
Oh,
Brains,
this is
Brilliant.
That's quite clever.
yes, it is. It is very clever indeed. I'm gonna have to look up something real quick, yeah, because
That's computer style thinking. I'm impressed.
I like
Druid
that.
Craft. You instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. So it's about determining the strength of a seed pod, really.
Yeah.
Plants are very strong.
They are, but are they strong enough to break
It's not
through
to
solid
bust open.
iron?
It's not necessarily the point of busting through the lock. It's trying to
Yeah,
maybe
actually,
dislodge the mechanism.
yeah. So, roll a D100 for me.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not nice.
They're all
Because this is going to be purely down to chance and luck.
That landed on 50.
50. Okay. So was that rolling both of them? Was it?
Oh, where's
Yeah.
my
So you
thing?
roll two D10s essentially. One of them's the tens, one of them's the singles with a D100. I thought I only heard one dice roll there.
Where's my D10?
You can just roll the same one again, and we'll just use that as singles.
Oh. Wait, let me redo the whole roll because that was. There we go. That's a 35.
35. Okay. Okay. So you hear it begin to kind of click, but not completely open. So it does give the door itself a bit of wiggle room, and you think it's kind of weakened the lock itself, so you could possibly force it open a little easier.
I will grab my crowbar and attempt just that.
Make a strength check with advantage.
Yep. That's a 9.
And the other roll?
That's a 17.
17, yeah. So with a 17, you are able to force open this weakened door. It takes a little bit of time and makes a hell of a noise. But yeah, you manage to force open the door of this cell.
All right. And I will call over Luke so he exits the cell with me.
So you should have control over Luke.
Yep.
There we go. Yep, cool.
All right. And since I've made a lot of noise, I don't think whispering is going to be of use. So we'll slosh my way over to the cell
Okay.
and ask Theo if Theo also wants to leave the cell.
I tried. If you want to help, I mean, you can't stop. I mean, yeah.
Just make a perception check.
Who? Me?
Well, both of you, yeah. And Ravenheart, could you make one for Luke as well, please? With advantage for Luke.
What we making?
Perception check.
Okay. Do I do one for pet?
Pet. Yeah, do one for pet as well.
Cool.
That's a lovely name.
I don't believe your pet.
Using it yet.
Yeah, I don't believe your pet gets advantage on sound-based perception checks.
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, so what was yours, Ravenheart?
But not that.
Mine came out to a 9, and Luke's comes out to a 9.
And was that with advantage for Luke, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool. What did Theo get?
Theo managed to get an unnatural 20, and Pet got 23.
Cool. So you would hear the sloshing of the water, which indicates, as you are fully aware, that the essentially kind of the hall monitor style person is coming around. And you can also very vaguely hear his voice, and you know that it is him. He always mumbles and groans when he comes around.
So, as Theo is stumbling over his words and stuttering and trying to warn you, something very strange comes through the bars. So let me just post an image in the chat of what you will be seeing. Let me just find the image. That's not where the image is. There it is. This is the image I'm using for Pet.
Oh.
See how disturbing this is on a scale of 1 to baby.
Yeah,
Okay, that's about a 7, I reckon.
So it's essentially using the stats of a flying snake, but I'm using this because it looks cooler. So this swoops out and kind of flies around your head a bit, hissing because it's a snake. And Theo's was the guard is coming.
And Ravenheart will sort of, in a very flustered manner, try and make his way over to the cell
Okay.
that he was in, which the door is still there, isn't it?
The door is still there to your cell, closed and locked, and the door to Luke's cell is hanging open with a broken lock.
Oh.
I will make my way over to Luke's cell with Luke. Hop in the cell.
Can I ask?
And close the door.
Sorry. Is this door got any like bars in it, or is it just completely flat, solid?
That one there is a rusted iron door, so that one's solid. You can't see through that one. I don't know
cool.
why I haven't got that one down on the dynamic lighting layer, actually. I clearly missed that one. I've got everything else on all of these maps, but apart from that one bloody door. Never mind. Anyways, so yeah, as the noise gets closer and closer, you can now also hear it, Ravenheart. This sloshing in the water and this garbled voice just sounds like it's whinging about having to come down and take care of the prisoners. And
Quickly
then,
before I forget,
Mhm.
I will also have snuffed out the torch, dipping it in the water.
Yeah. And so your light, doop, doop, is gone. Just like that. There we go. So you hear this grunting as this creature pushes against the door itself, and this door makes a horrendous squealing noise as it opens, and it sounds very difficult to open. But it's just basically pushing and heaving against this door. This stupid door! I wish he'd bloody fix the damn thing! Oh God! And then he manages to push the door entirely open, and this
He gets
creature.
full of Edison, which is the
Yeah.
name of my pet.
So the
Edison.
snake there
I haven't got-
is. Hmm?
Can you give me a Bebe's token to use for Edison?
I should have that on the map actually. Yeah, yes, I do. Look at that. How prepared am I? Well, I was prepared for Apricot to be making it this far, but Apricot decided to piss off home.
Cool. So this is Edison, which you feel free to change the name from Bebe
Yeah.
to Edison.
We shall get tokens updated for
Cool.
next week.
Yes. Assuming Amy has time.
Yeah.
To make me
Time.
an
I
edit.
just need. I need descriptions.
I'll like looks like later.
Okay.
But because nobody's seen him yet, so but
Yeah, so this guy steps through, and is Edison going to attack him, or?
not attack him as in need to attack roll, but kind of as you would if you were using the help action, just kind of flap wings at,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if with having the sort of wings, just kind of flap them in his face. He does this every time.
I was going to say, I would imagine it's probably something that's happened quite regularly, yeah. And so you just hear him say, "Damn this stupid creature, get this thing away from me!"
And he does. He flies back to Theo after, he's done his thing. He's annoyed him a bit, and he goes back through the bars.
Yeah.
To Theo.
And so in these doors, there is a section where you could get essentially like a plate through for food and such. And this creature is carrying a sentry. Oh, actually, yes, the creature has light. Can you see the creature Ravenheart at the moment? You should do.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, awesome, because he has light. I did set that up, yeah. He's got this basically lantern in one hand, and almost like a waiter or a waitress. It's got basically two plates on his arm, and he kind of hobbles over to yours, Theo, and kind of with the lantern, kind of awkwardly grabs the plate further up his arm and puts it on, and there you go. Yeah. My choice, it wouldn't feed you at all. And then heads off up towards this cell, and he looks through and goes, I'm sure there was something in here before.
While he's distracted with Ravenheart's cell, could Theo have try and open his cell with his thieves' tools?
Yeah, make a check with your thieves' tools.
Okay. What do I just add dex to that and proficiency because I'm proficient?
Yeah, with you being proficient, it's dexterity and proficiency. Yeah.
Cool. That's lots. I think that's 25.
Yeah, that'll definitely pick the lock. So you
He's finally managed to weeks.
He's finally managed it after 2 weeks, yeah, to get this lock to click. It's with a roll of 25. It's kind of been a progressive thing. I would imagine, where you've tried loads of times and then eventually, there's the mechanism, right, and boom, it's opened.
He's doing it so well, so quietly that it hasn't even
Mhm.
alerted the dude. So
Yeah.
sweet. Cool. So he is going to try and push the door open as quietly as he can, so that it's not alerting the dude.
Yeah, these doors are so old and rusted. The second you move it, you hear the telltale squeal of iron on iron, and that immediately alerts this creature, who turns and says, "What are you doing? How did you get that cell door open?"
Persistence.
Persistence.
And then he put as much of his weight on the door as possible to open it as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean the cell doors themselves aren't particularly difficult to open once the door's unlocked. It's just very noisy, so they will squeal fully open, and you are able to exit the cell should you choose.
Mm-hmm.
I run. Gives up on full sentences because of his stutter and just yelled to Ravenheart. And with Edison kind of in his pocket, he just kind of where's roll 20? He kind of just leaves, tries to get through this door, which is now open because he's been left open, and just gets through the door.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
quite the predicament.
So,
Wait, just go too far, just in case. But he's physically outside this door.
Would you say that?
Doesn't know where the hell to go, but
Would you say the lantern is accessible to Druidcraft?
Hmm?
Can I snuff out the lantern light with Druidcraft? Oh, actually, I think
I believe so.
candle, torch, small cap. Nah. Okay. That's not gonna work. But this one might.
you'd be able to see if you did that.
High harmless sensory effect, instantaneous energy, light or snuff out a candle, torch, or campfire. Yeah, I mean that would. I mean it would kind of count under rules as intended, kind of thing, because the lantern itself is basically just a housing for a candle. So it's essentially just a candle that's inside there.
Oh, okay. Then I will push open the cell door, and as I do that, I will snuff out the light in the lantern, making sure to remember the way down the hall.
Cool. So light gets snuffed out. Boom.
I think you need to give me. I can't move. Oh no, I just can't see Luke, but I can move him.
Yeah. So if you
Okay.
can you see your token? Can you?
I can. Not Luke's though.
Yeah. You can't see Luke's. Hang on. That should work.
There we go. Yes, it does. And I'll try and push past the warden.
Cool. So the warden kind of squeals out, what's going on? And he flounders about. So you will need to make a dexterity check with disadvantage, since you can see fuck all, to try and get past this
come
warden.
down and just kind of distract Cyrus. And
It wouldn't be with regards to the warden Cyrus. It's not a case of trying to contest with him as to get him past. It's just literally trying to find his way past, since he's in complete pitch black darkness. Yeah. it's kind of like the difference between stumbling into him and dodging around.
First roll. That's a 13.
Mm-hmm.
Second roll is an unnatural 20, so 13 it is.
Cool. So you only just manage to actually get past him there. You kind of brush past him, and he tries to make a grab for you, but he misses. And yeah, you manage to squeeze your way past them and feel your way essentially to where Theo is.
Okay, I'll just move him over here.
Theo
Now,
kind of
you-
grabs for your hand
yeah.
or claw or whatever.
Now, Theo,
Because
you will
obviously
be
I can-
aware of a little bit more information.
Kenku jailbreak.
I will take informations. You're doing typings. So should do that. Typing. Fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, the moment that'll be why he didn't go much further. Yeah, the moment Ravenheart gets close to him, he kind of grabs him and holds him back. It's like traps.
Lovely.
You
I-
hear
I-
behind you as well, Cyrus saying, "Damn, where did I put them matches?"
Ravenheart.
I can see. I'll go first.
And
Grab my tail, and he just puts a very fluffy tail into Ravenheart's kind of claw to keep him.
Ravenheart will say, just 1 second, and try and pull the door closed.
Cool. Make a
Ooh.
strength check, a strength athletics check, in fact.
Strength and athletics.
Can I help once
Oh,
I
yeah,
realize what
athletics.
I'm trying to do?
There we go.
Yeah, you can kind of grab the door as well and try and pull.
It's an 18.
That's probably fine on its own, but I got a
blessed.
Yeah, so an
athletics.
18 will be enough to
Yeah.
pull the door shut. Yeah. So the door
Cool.
squeals closed. There is no lock on this door. Well, at least you don't have a key to lock the door. And you didn't hear the door unlock when it was opened as well, so you're not sure whether the lock is functional at all or anything like that, but the door is shut at this point in time.
At that point, I will grab the tail and follow along.
Cool.
So Theo is going to kind of test the waters every step. He's just going to gently make a step and then try and put pressure on it and see if it works and test how much pressure he needs. He has to put the pressure on, or if Edison can go around and check where all the bits are, because if he can do it, and then it's better because flying.
This entire area is still underwater, and it's very dark, murky water, so you can't really see through it at all. Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to send Edison down to do it since you can't obviously breathe underwater. But yeah, you can certainly take extreme time to go through it and check every step. You are against the clock, obviously, with Cyrus trying to find his matches to relight his candle. So what we'll do is for every 5 feet of movement that you wish to go through, you can make a perception check. If you fail, you fall down the trap. If you don't fail, you manage to get around it.
Fun. And what's the DC on this?
So the DC for detecting the trap itself, there is a DC set in here.
Pretty decent. Plus, pretty good.
Oh, there isn't actually a DC for detecting the trap. Yeah, and it's actually a chance of the trapdoor triggering for every 10 pounds of weight on the door. So,
Oh.
well, for every 10 pounds of weight, there's a 5% chance.
I would assume that Luke doesn't count towards that because he would be doggy paddling.
Yeah, Luke would be swimming essentially through that. So it would just be used to that
So
would
why
count
if we-
towards. Hmm?
So why if we just swim? Because I
Uh,
do have a swim speed. No, I don't have a swim speed. Something has a swim speed. Edison has a
yes.
swim speed, which is the same as worse
So
than fly speed, so it doesn't make.
you notice in this area it's only 3 feet of water that is actually there, so it would be rather
But
difficult
it's
to
so dark
swim.
in here.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's black and white, because I've got dark vision.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's
But I
got a
like it.
tint on it. It's quite cool. So because it's dark vision it's using, it tints it. Wherever there's a light source, you'll see it in full color. It's quite cool. I love the changes they've made to it. It's actually quite
So,
awesome.
should I be able to see Ravenheart and Luke then?
You should be
Because I
able
can only
to.
see me and. I can only see Theo and Edison.
Let's have a look. Just make sure it's not directional sight. Light multiplier. Field of vision. No. Field of vision should be 360. Yeah, no, you should be able to see them. Can you see them now? Directly in front of you?
Let's just move
Bit
me
below?
out the way.
No?
No? The only tokens I can see are the two I can move.
That's strange. I'm not sure what's going on there. Should definitely have got vision. It's got night vision, so I can see. Give this token the ability to see without any light. Yeah, 60 foot. In fact, actually, night vision effect. There isn't even any night vision effect or tinting or anything. I've no idea what's going on now with that.
Weird.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Well, at
Well,
the
I
minute
suppose-
they can't see a bloody thing, so they're just holding on to my tail.
Yeah, pretty much.
Come
So,
on, we gotta try.
I
Get
will
out.
follow. Okay.
I
Do
come
you
for.
want to make your first perception check to test this area?
So that's an unnatural 20.
Yeah, so you, as you're kind of approaching that area, so from this point here, you do feel a slightly different material ahead of you, underfoot, essentially. So
Yeah,
it
and I
goes
don't
from
have any
solid
shoes on,
concrete. Yeah, so it goes from a
so
solid concrete to a slightly different feeling material. The difference is minimal, but it is definitely discernible for you.
Oh, good.
so does that mean I shouldn't jump on it, or is that
That essentially that's the one that should have been moved, not this one. That's just a number out there. So yeah, that's probably something you don't want to be stepping on.
you might need to paddle a bit? Am I meant to be able to see around like left and right here?
Yeah.
Because I can't. Like, if I move my character, it doesn't change the lightning I can see. I think because you've tinted it, it tinted it then, and then my ability to see has not. When I move, doesn't
Hang on.
change.
There's light coming from something.
Does that make
What
sense?
is it? Hang on. Where is that light source coming from? Coming from him? No, what the hell? There's a light source coming from somewhere, and I do not know where the hell it's coming from. Because I can see a light source on here. It's marking it for me. But there's just nothing there that actually would make
Kind of
the...
goes like diagonally along here
It's
on this side,
haunted,
but
haunted light. It's a ghost.
I wonder if something's happened with the dynamic lighting. Will they have to screw with me? Seriously, what the hell? Let's try refreshing my page here. See what happens. This stream's just been fraught with technical difficulties.
yep. Welcome to 2021, guys.
Have fun!
I
Oh,
have to
good
say,
lord,
if you
why
were
am
the
I
sort
zoomed
of
in so far?
person who likes to, read the modern day sort of like entrails of birds and stuff, but I feel like this stream does not bode well for the remainder of the year.
Can't be worse than last year, she said,
Right.
ironically.
No, now
In the
you
hopes that
jinxed it.
it's-
Okay. So can you see all the tokens now?
I can still only see my tokens.
Right. If you try
But I
refreshing
have
the
like
page,
much more.
see if that helps.
Okay, I'm gonna press the refresh the button. See what happened. But I did get more view when you started moving my token around, which helped. Just gonna... Shit. Zoom back out. Scroll back down. Ooh. Ah. There we go. Things are
Got it there now?
colors and extra tokens. Yes.
There
Cool.
we go.
Finally.
So you should see the green square in front of you as well.
Yes, I do.
Excellent. So that's a square you probably don't want to be stepping on.
So I try and I relay this to Ravenheart in stuttered words. Go around this way. I see some stairs.
And Ravenheart just got it.
So
Follow.
assume Edison is just following, so we move him out the way,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go this way.
So another perception check for that
Might
5
be
feet of movement there.
better to swim with the pressure pads. That's an 8.
You're not able to tell with this square. It doesn't feel any different at all from this one.
But nothing happens, I assume.
So just stepping onto it, are you?
That doesn't sound good. I mean, do I need a third character now? is this payback? Yeah.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Cool.
Since I can't see anything, would you be so kind as to move the tokens to where we roughly are right now?
Yeah, what we'll do, we'll just imagine for now that you're following directly behind, and then when we get out of this area, we'll be able to go from there.
You're essentially I'm directing you with my tail. You would have seen maybe me. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
Yep, so another
I guess
perception check.
How many more rolls am I gonna have? I'm just
2.
like, is that like
After this one, it'll be 2 more before you're onto the stairs and out of the water.
okay? It's a 25 again.
Yeah, you're fairly certain this one's safe.
And then the next one would be a 15.
Yeah, you feel that slight change in the material again on that one.
So
If we go into
I
correct
make sure to
here.
go around that one. Careful here. Use the wall. And I kind of push you back towards the wall so you can feel it, so that you can like shimmy your way down, if you see what I mean. Like the wall's here, and you kind of need to be pressed up against it because there's not much space. And then last one is that's a natural 20.
Yeah, so
Cool.
you're fairly certain there's nothing ahead of you, trap-wise.
Get to the stairs. And then are the stairs safe?
As far as you're aware, yeah, you've never gotten this far before. So, are you all heading straight up the stairs, are you?
I'd
I
say
mean, that,
so, yeah.
that would be
Or both,
Theo's
rather.
plan, but as sneakily as possible.
Cool. So, meanwhile, what are you guys doing?
I mean, apricot Pied Piper.
You can
So you didn't
see
see that.
the so you can see the doors are open where the where Apricot clearly left through, and this room adjacent to the one you're in, which appears to be the barrel making room, from what you can tell, there's various tools and planks of wood there with with strips of metal for making the barrels.
I guess I guess Mal wants to go through the open door to see if she can see where the heck Apricot's gone. Like, is there any sign of her Pied Pipering away into the distance? So
Yeah,
Make a perception check.
As well.
Yeah, so you can both make a perception check.
You're not being very quiet about it.
Oh, I'm rolling so high today. So 17 plus 7, so that is a 24 again.
24. Okay.
I got a 9.
Okay, so
Oh.
Gilroy has no clue where they've went. Mal, though, Mal can vaguely hear the noise coming off from the south, I want to say. Hang on. Just
Right.
bring up the map here myself. Yeah, we're heading off south of the winery.
God.
And it sounds quite distant. They've gotten quite some ways away.
Okay, so Mal turns to Gilroy and she's like, right, so I can hear it's kind of like, have you ever heard like when you go into a forest on a windy day and all the trees are kind of doing that
Yes,
kind of noise?
Yes. Yeah.
There's a bit of that going on, like southwise. I don't know what that means, but I've got a horrible feeling it might be Apricot leading a whole army of twigs somewhere.
Well, on plus side, they're not in the winery anymore.
There is that.
So there's that.
I know.
I mean, I know it's not much, but it's.
I mean,
why don't
we can't follow her, right? I mean, I'm kind of at the point where a stiff breeze is going to knock me over, and
you do see as well to the north of the winery where the trees are, where the marticorps were. You see them all standing up there as they obviously saw these just vast amount of sticks wandering off from the winery, and they start heading over towards you at this point in time.
Oh God. Well, they're gone. I can promise you. Well, I can't promise you. I hope that there's no twigs left in the building. I wouldn't know, obviously, if there are or not.
But there did seem to be quite a large amount of them left there. I suspect that may very well be all of them. I certainly hope so.
Well, job well done then. Oh God.
Oh
you wouldn't
god.
happen to have a cart we could borrow to save us from walking? To? Well, we have to chase down our friend, but it seems that the battle has taken quite a bit out of us, and we're somewhat tired. And the horse would save us from walking. Maybe give us a bit of a rest on the way to catching up with our friend.
Oh,
If
we
that's
only
possible.
have the one cart, and that needs to go out for the wine deliveries. This has been quite some time since we've been able to send it out.
Yeah, I mean that is why we're here, isn't it? Because
Yes.
our friend the innkeeper was after his
Well,
wine. Not after the safety of his brother, just his wine mostly.
Yes, you mentioned, of course, that my brother was after a wine delivery rather urgently. I will, of course, get that sent out straight away. My sons will be more than happy to take that delivery to them.
oh, well, that's something, anyways.
Ugh. I mean, what do we do? I mean,
Well, we
I'm
can't.
not to put too fine a point on it, Gilroy, but that was a lot of twigs that she
Yeah.
just went merrily swanning off with, and I barely made out alive from a confrontation with about a quarter of that number.
Mhm. I don't really know what
I
to
think
do.
whatever Apricot's done this time, she's bitten off way more than
Oh,
she can chew.
I completely agree. I
And
100% agree with you.
and I'm not being funny, but I don't think we could handle it either.
No, probably not. So what?
This is a piss poor situation. This is.
You're welcome. What can I say? Except you're welcome.
Well, are the twigs? They're obviously leaving some kind of a trail. I mean, on the ground, like.
If they're heading
Like, is it a
south, they're most likely
noticeable?
heading to Yester Hill.
Yes. Okay.
I suspect it's
Why
the
do you say
druids
that?
down there that sent them here in the first place, I suspect. They've always been after our gems. You see,
Yeah, the crazy guy upstairs mentioned that. Why do they want the gems?
this is a conversation I think best had inside. If
I
you'll
was just
follow
going to say, how about this?
me.
Would you be willing to let us possibly stay the night, get a rest,
But of
so that we
course.
can prepare ourselves to chase down our friend and find out what happened to her?
But of
How is that
course,
sound?
my sons' beds will be empty for the night as they're off to deliver the wine. So yes, you may of course stay the night. But let's head inside and have this conversation away from any potential prying ears.
I just want to say, every time Gilroy mentions going after Apricot, Mal's kind of shooting him a look where it's kind of like she looks like on a moral level she agrees with him, but she's also kind of giving him a look that screams, "What are you talking about right now? We will die if we do this."
So they will lead you up to the dining area, and I'm apparently on the wrong. Yeah, there you go. So you'll end up back up on the. You end up back in the dining room, essentially, and they invite you to take a seat at the dining table.
Right,
And
I'll sit down in the spot that I'm in.
so I need to quickly get back to the information. Skipping to and fro in the book. Thank God for bookmarks. Wizard of Wine's Winery. Oh. So yeah, he'll sit you down and he'll start off, but in the gems are magical. There were 3 of them at one point. We only have 1 left. They essentially help our crops grow in this otherwise barren wasteland. Nothing will grow in these lands without them. There, as I say, was once 3, 1 for each of our big fields. One of them went missing some time ago. The other one, those damn druids took, and they were searching for the third, but I think it is still safe for now.
So them being druids, being a sort of like, naturey sort of folk, they were after the gems to help grow their own sort of stuff.
They are druids in an evil land. They are not ordinary druids. They are not the peace lovers who you may know from your own land. These druids would love nothing more than to wreak havoc upon the living of this land. They intend to create a creature, a very large, a very dangerous creature, one that would come and destroy this winery and everything else in this land, given the opportunity.
Well, we can't let that happen.
Right.
I mean, if we ever want to get out of this country, we certainly can't let that happen. Got enough to deal with as well. Straw.
I mean, do they I'm assuming they need the gems to make this horrible creature of deadly destruction, yeah?
They only need the one which they now have.
Right.
How long would it take them to make this thing come to life?
I do not know, but I would not like to approach it without some backup or assistance. Which would be much appreciated.
that.
I can show you where it is, but as I have said, I am not a fighter myself. I could not do much against such a force.
I mean,
Well,
I don't like. Okay, Gilroy. I know. I can see what you're thinking. I'm gonna stop you just before you finish. Yeah, we should help, but the two of us, I don't like our chances.
I agree with that.
We're already down 2 people, and we've also left one of our party with Colin.
Yeah. Well,
who is going to take some looking after.
Sobering up.
I think maybe we should pencil this in as something to look into, but we should come back and when we actually have a chance of not horribly dying.
that would generally be a good thing.
I'm assuming that you do actually still want to get home, yeah?
Unless
yes,
you all
yes,
want
yes,
to go to
yeah,
your backup
no,
characters, of course. You know.
Not dying would be preferable.
Hey, my character isn't dead. It's just busy.
Just decided to abandon the party and run away home.
Busy in the afterlife.
Merrily pipering her way across Barrovia.
Exactly. Yes, no, I completely agree with you. The two of us probably won't stand too much of a chance against magical druids looking to bring forth a monster.
Again,
That
we
sound-
just fought one magical druid, and
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure I saw my life flash before my eyes at one point.
I think I did too.
Apricot saved your ass.
Yeah, so we don't have her now.
And then she merrily danced away, leading the twigs. Goodness knows where.
Yep.
Hey,
Hey,
weeks later,
hey.
we're going to come across her somewhere, and she'll still be leading the twigs.
See her laying at the side of the road. Oh, hey, there she is.
Well, you know what I'm like. I've got to have 6 characters in every campaign.
Yeah.
Got to
So,
style.
tell you what, Mal almost goes for the map, and then she realizes that he won't be able to read it, and she's like, and she just puts it back.
No, I can read
No,
that.
because she was about to sort of say to the guy looking at the map, and he's like, oh wait, hang on.
Right.
Different plan. You said that you could show us where this thing is, yeah?
Yes.
I mean, is it something you could tell us verbally, or what?
Place called that you mentioned? I didn't write it down.
The what? Sorry.
Sorry. During the story, they mentioned a place that they think Apricot where the druids live.
Yester Hill.
Yester Hill. I just wanted to write it down.
I was gonna say I would write that down as well, actually. Is it how far is Yester Hill from Wallaki?
From Vallaki, it is in the complete opposite direction. Yester Hill is about 2 miles south of here.
Oh, well.
Mal's going to actually unfold the map now. She realizes she's going to look like a complete nutcase to the family, but she's looking to see if Yester Hill is marked on her map.
As you unfold the map and you can place it on the table and start examining it.
No, she's just gonna sort of like open it up like you would a sort of newspaper, or like, you know, like if you were out walking using like an ordnance survey map and you try and fold it over to find the bit that you want to use. That's kind of what she's doing with it.
So part of it's hanging over then, essentially.
Yeah, because she's kind of like trying to gently fold it over in a way that she can only see the bit that she needs to use.
Okay, so you notice that Davian is looking at this bit of paper as though he can actually see what's on it.
Interesting. Okay. In that case, she kind of looks at him and she's like, what does this look like to you?
It's a map of Barrovia, of course. What else would it be? You should know that.
Huh.
It says it clearly at the top. It's a map of Barrovia. Can you not read?
All right. No, I mean, very poorly. I never had much schooling, but that's beside the point. All right then. And then she spreads the map out on the table.
Yeah, so he points out where you guys are, and then he points out Yester Hill. So if we drop you guys over to the map, and I'll just drop you guys over there as well, actually. I go onto that, and then drop you over there, so you can all see exactly the same thing. So he points out that the Wizards of Wine's winery at the moment, and if you follow the path southbound, the little dotted line there, where that dotted line ends, is Yester Hill.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, it's it's completely surrounded by trees, so if we did want to go and take a look, we may not get noticed.
You say that, but remember the part where as soon as we step away from the path, something horrible will happen to us.
Well, that's true. Yes, the forests are rather dangerous.
No, I mean the part where we were literally told that if we step away from the path in here, we will die.
Please
Well,
feel
that's true,
free to
yes.
try, though.
Oh no, we're okay. No,
Of course, you
that
say
sounds
that.
terrifying.
Maybe if Mal dies, my next character will be full of less common sense.
Yeah.
But currently, Mal is the brain cell in the party, so.
So it
You need
seems
more than one
like
brain cell.
it seems
Yeah,
like
she
we
has
need to-
two as opposed to one.
Yeah.
I'm
It
not sure
seems
if
like
you
we
have
need
that much.
Gilroy?
it seems like we need to recruit some new members before we're going to attempt this, or at least find some old ones.
I think what we should do is we should head back to Vallaki, finish
Okay.
our business there, and then come back here.
Okay, all right.
If you are going to
I
head
can't
back
think
to
of a better plan,
Vallaki,
so-
I would suggest you contact the wolf hunters. They may be able to help you.
Okay.
They would, of course, demand a
What,
fee, but it is
of course
worth
it is.
asking.
What were their names? The
Wolf hunters, I think.
I just want to write that down.
Where is it? Not them. Yes, Zoldar and Yevgeny. They do enjoy hunting werewolves, and they may find some on their path. They may be persuaded, perhaps, to join you.
Sildar and Yevgeny. All right.
They certainly sound
We'll ask after them. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, would it be possible for us to travel with your brothers on the car, so that we're not
Sends.
just traveling alone.
But of course, yes, yes. I suppose, I mean, they'll be heading away before tonight, but I'm sure you'll be able to get some short rest on the cart itself, and then I'm sure my brother would be more than happy to put you up since you've managed to secure him his wine that he so desires.
Would be very wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like a plan to me. You know,
Safer
we
in,
need
in
we need, we
larger
need to make sure that Venom hasn't led Colin into any dens of iniquity or nothing.
numbers. That's excellent point.
Yeah, so as you kind of are discussing leaving with the delivery, he'll lead you back down to the area where the cart is, and you'll notice that his daughter is currently helping load the barrels onto the wagon itself. So she's up top operating the crane uh, to lift them on, and the two sons are currently lashing the horses together to the wagon itself, getting it ready for leaving. You reckon it'll be ready in maybe about 5-10 minutes? You'll be ready to go
Did they
underway.
find a severed head?
Sorry.
Have they found the severed head yet?
Oh, they'd have found the head, but
Ooh.
you guys won't see it. They're just getting rid of that.
Curious.
There's no love lost for the druids, so yeah, they don't really care.
I was just curious.
I forgot about that.
Cool. So you guys are getting just going to head out with them back to Valaki then.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you guys can jump on the cart itself, and as I say, about 5-10 minutes later, the cart's ready and starts trundling down the road, and that's where we leave it for this week. So we have a new character for Hannah and Ravenheart in some prison cell somewhere in Barrovia. And yeah, we have the others riding a cart back to town, hopefully to try and find Venom, our friend who's getting drunk in the tavern at the moment, who wasn't able to join us this week. Hopefully she'll be available next week, and we can try and potentially get the party back together, or maybe keep it as a split party for another session. We'll see what happens, see how that plays out.
I mean, you know me. I'm happy to play 6 characters at once. You count.
Different
I
voices.
mean, can't wait for Mal and Gilroy to try and commit crimes by themselves.
Cleric and a rogue.
It's like, yeah, I was about to say, like, the career criminal being there, like, right, we're gonna go break into a house, while the cleric's just there, like, break into a house. Is it an evil house? Is this morally correct?
Hey.
We'll see how Theo and Ravenheart get on.
Yeah. At least we know Ravenheart is still alive. Didn't just kill him
Yes,
off.
it's always good.
You never know what's going to happen. In Barovia.
Yeah,
For how
true.
long?
Yeah.
What happens
This
in
week
Barovia
is
stays in Barovia.
The question is for how long Ravenheart is still alive, and when
Well,
the
this is
Barovia fight came
true,
to.
especially considering where he is as of present.
I
Yeah,
do
I
not
know
know
where
where
he
he is, and I do not wish to know where he is.
Yeah, Theo knows where he is.
Theo knows exactly
Theo
where
just
he is,
doesn't
yes.
mention it.
Theo did not quite arrive in this location quite the same way that Ravenheart did. So, yeah.
If you could, send me a message on anything else that I should know as Theo
Yeah.
at some
Yeah,
point
we'll
before
go
next
through
week.
it together. Yeah. And we'll also discover the fate next week of Apricot. We'll finish that storyline off there a little bit, and maybe the
Turn it into a
staff. Well, maybe the staff
Can lend a hand, perhaps?
That's amazing.
So yeah, we'll end the stream here for this week. For those of us who've joined us, thank you very much. I do very much appreciate having at least some viewers here to enjoy this story with us. We'll be back again next week here on my Twitch channel, and if you're watching this on YouTube, do feel free to come join me on our Twitch channel, which I shall bring up on the screen now. But for all intents and purposes, farewell and goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.